Ah, the Illuminati. Just saying the name makes you think of shadowy figures in some secret room, pulling all the strings of world events. But behind all the conspiracy theories and the pop culture hype, there's a real, actual history. So let's peel back those layers and see what was really going on.
Okay, let's just jump right into the big question, the one that probably brought you here. Are the Illuminati real? And the answer is, well, it's kind of yes and no. To really get it, we have to separate the cold, hard facts from the wild legend.
So our story kicks off in a huge year, 1776. And what's so fascinating is this parallel thing happening on opposite sides of the world. You've got the American Revolution kicking off, all based on these new Enlightenment ideals, and at the same time, over in Bavaria, a secret revolution was starting for the exact same reasons. Let's just set the scene for a second. Imagine you're in 18th century Bavaria. It's this place with a ton of tension. All these new ideas about reason and science and individual rights are bubbling up, and they are smashing right up against the immense power of the church, which had a hand in, well, pretty much everything. And right in the middle of all this, you have our main character, Adam Weishaupt. He's a law professor, and he is just completely fed up. He sees the church's total control over the universities, and it's making it impossible to teach secular ideas. So he figures, okay, if I can't change things out in the open, I'll do it from the shadows.
So he starts this secret network to spread his ideas among people with influence and power. And the name he chose for this society? He called it the Illuminati, which literally means the enlightened ones. The whole point was to shine a light into the darkness, to illuminate the world with reason.
So, you have an idea, but how do you actually build a secret society? Turns out, Weishaupt didn't have to invent the wheel. He found a pretty successful blueprint that was already all over Europe.
He looked right at the Freemasons. I mean, they were already an established kind of secret club for rich and powerful guys, complete with all these elaborate rituals. So Weishaupt pretty much copied their homework. He mimicked their structure, adopted their rituals, and even joined the Masons himself just so he could recruit people directly from their meetings. Pretty clever, right?
And this gives you a peek at how they were set up. Weishaupt gave himself the codename Spartacus, like the Roman rebel. He had a ruling council and this super important recruiter, Baron Adolf Knigge, who really helped them grow. And their goal? It was simple, really. Get our guys into positions of power and change society from the inside out.
And you know what? For a little while there, it was absolutely working. By 1784, they were at their peak with over 600 members. Now that might not sound huge, but these weren't just random people. We're talking influential scholars, powerful politicians, you name it. They were actually making inroads. But here is the major plot twist. Just as they were hitting their stride, the whole thing came crashing down. I mean, the secret society that would launch 1,000 conspiracy theories, it barely even lasted a decade.
And their collapse wasn't some big mystery. It happened pretty much out in the open. First, their little secret wasn't so secret anymore. Then, the people in power, kings, clergy, started getting really suspicious, thinking these guys were trying to overthrow them. So in 1784, the Duke of Bavaria just banned all secret societies. Period. The government seized all the records, the group fell apart, and Weishaupt had to get out of town. And that was it. Game over.
Just let that sink in for a second. 9 years. The entire, real, historical Illuminati existed for just 9 years. All the myths, all the legends are built on a group that was basically a historical flash in the pan.
But this is where the story gets really weird and honestly way more interesting, because the Illuminati became way more famous after they were gone than they ever were when they were active. Their real story was over, but their legend was just getting started.
So, fast forward about 10 years, the French Revolution explodes across Europe. It's chaotic, it's terrifying, and a lot of conservative writers needed a villain, a simple explanation for all the chaos. And they found one. They started claiming the Illuminati never really went away, that they just went underground and secretly orchestrated the entire revolution. And that conspiracy theory, it had wings. It flew right across the Atlantic, where guys like the preacher Jedediah Morse started warning everyone that the same secret group was now plotting to take down the brand new American government. And just like that, the modern myth of the all-powerful, world-controlling Illuminati was born.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. What is the real takeaway here? What's the true legacy of this short-lived secret club? Well, it's probably not what you're thinking.
First things first, let's just be crystal clear. Based on all the actual evidence we have, and that includes government records, Freemason archives, personal letters,
There's simply no proof that the organization survived past 1785. Nothing. The historical trail goes completely cold.
And this really breaks it down perfectly. The organization? Gone. A footnote in Bavarian history. But the ideas they were pushing, rationalism, freedom of religion, universal rights, those didn't die. In fact, in a great bit of historical irony, those ideas spread and became the foundation for many of the modern Western governments that the mythical Illuminati is now accused of trying to control.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big thought. We're all fascinated by this image of a powerful secret group controlling everything from the shadows. But maybe the real power isn't in some secret cabal. Maybe the most powerful, world-changing force there is simply an idea whose time has finally come.